This is it. We're finally jumping into it. I am doing a breakdown on the actual game. This is going to be the short and condensed version put out by the NFL. Happened to get it, I believe, from the Panthers YouTube, so shout out to them. My name is Nick. This is Roll Coverage. Let's jump into it.
Hey, I thought it was all over.
Like I was saying, here we go. This is the game breakdown. Falcons, Panthers. Panthers came out with this win. I want to see some more of the plays. It was an electric game, or as electric as it could be in the rain, but let's go.
Now,
the ball got penetration immediately.
Sheer blocking for Robinson, but that
Defensive play.
play gets blown up. Frankie Louvu, along with some safety help, corner help from Dante Jackson.
There needs his money ASAP. Panthers, you guys need to make it happen. Louvu needs to get paid. Burns needs to get paid. Derek Brown needs to get a deal before everybody else needs to be the number one paid person out of that class at his position. Overall, man, there's a lot of money that we can spend on the defensive side that we already have.
Here is Chuba Hubbard with.
I do think there is a benefit to Bryce Young under center. I understand that if you are a Panthers person and you actually know the stats, that 98% of his snaps in college at Alabama came from pistol or shotgun, not under center. So for that reason, I understand why our previous head coach didn't put him under center, but it's plays like this that makes that a weird decision.
Plenty of space and good speed and a good run into Atlanta territory to start the day. Deep drop off the fake. Ritter. Release, and Burns was there in front of Bijan Robinson.
Boy, I wanted to see him D-hop the shit out of that ball and just, boom, catch it just like in his big-ass mitt and just run that dude back. Oh, that would have been so sweet. One day we're going to see it.
D. Alford had a nice punt return last week against Tampa Bay. And it land for a 52-yarder right near the 5. Sam Franklin was there to down it.
That was a great punt. Definitely what that punter's looking for.
Bryce Young stepping up, looking around, nothing.
They hired a wide receiver, and then nothing happened.
There, and it's finished off by Calais Campbell. Fake the pitch to Robinson. Plenty of time, little throwback. That's a good throw. He finds Jonnu Smith, who's had some big touchdowns in his career, and he just came shy of one as
few years. This was one of the years where I was like, you know what, Jonnu's going to have an interesting year, and he's had a few breakout runs and everything like that. That was a great little tiptoe down the side. Great play by our defense to save the touchdown, but yeah, Jonnu just did it right there. That's okay. That's okay.
Von Bell barely stopped him from what would have been.
Oh, yeah. Shout out, if you guys don't know this, Desmond Ridder apparently hasn't been confirmed to be the starting quarterback after this loss to my Panthers. So it's interesting that the quarterback might not be able to play next week because he lost to my Panthers. Crazy.
A long touchdown of 63 and one against the Vikings earlier. Well, creativity for Cordero Patterson, and he just lunges in. We've got a touchdown.
Offense, he could have walked in literally untouched. I thought that was just safe, just in case somebody tried to blast him, but
took about 25 minutes of game time, but Patterson cracks the end zone, and Atlanta's on the board first.
Well, I'm telling you what, getting the edge, you see Matthews right there on the edge. I tell you what, Drake London, I know he hasn't had a target in this game yet. He hasn't had a catch, but what a block on the edge to seal the edge.
And some creativity of their own as Amir Smith-Marset will get
a blow out of proportion. I think Amir Smith-Marset did a really good job, but no offense, he's like a 3 years in the NFL. I don't even think he's broken 1,000 yards, so he has not gotten his opportunity. I don't think his first opportunity should be to take, jet screens and sweeps and random stuff out of the backfield like he's Deebo Samuel. I think he can serve a better, place doing something else. I think he'd be a great slot receiver, and obviously get him working on special teams. But that's just going to take unnecessary hits that he doesn't need to take. He doesn't have the biggest frame, but man, is he agile. Man, does he have decent hands. I shouldn't say decent, good hands. Not the best, but good hands. And yeah, great top speed as well. So I think we're just don't fall into this trap. We don't need a Deebo Samuel. There's only one Deebo Samuel, so we don't need to stop trying to pretend like everybody else is too. That's what we fell into the trap with Laviska. I think Laviska would have been better served just being a wide receiver. So
first down, good run that time. So that snaps the streak of 3 and outs. Young had time, got hit as he delivered it, but it was on target. At least enough to move the chains as he finds Stephon Sullivan.
Good choice. I don't know why we don't draw up more stuff like this. We've seen so many. Why are we able to get a 3rd and 7, but we can't get a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 kind of stuff? So yeah, just real interesting choices. Stuff is working this game that hasn't worked in other games. I'm not putting a whole lot of cachet into things that are working in this game. It's just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind.
Tight end. Miller slated to get the ball in the 3rd quarter to begin. Young. And he connects. Adam Thielen.
That was great. But again, that's not what happens in normal games. The safety just kind of fell off damn near. Luckily, he's able to get that ball down in this rainy weather. But we've been trying stuff like this, and it just hasn't worked. It just happens to be working against the Falcons.
There at the 10. Young rolling out. Pressure coming. Bryce Young will not get away.
I thought he had him right there with that hezzy. I was like, oh man, he's about to make 96 look so dumb. Nope, couldn't get away from it. I think that's a little bit of the knock on him, is because he's a little bit shorter. He does have to work a little bit harder in the runs, whereas some of these guys take 2 steps and they're on top of him. So yeah.
From Zach Harrison.
This is one where we should have gotten a touchdown, man. It should have been 7-7 at the end of the half instead of 7-3. So yeah, I was supremely let down at this point.
34-yard try here for Pinheiro. If he makes it, watch the reaction. Let's see. That's good. Yeah.
By the way, one of the big things was the lack of people in the background. People did not show up for this game. Tickets were as low as $3. I saw some places where they were literally a few quarters. Literally could have found the money in your couch to go to a Carolina Panthers game. So I think this is just a bad everything on the organization. To be honest, Carolina is a great place when it comes to temperature, so I understand why there's not a dome. I think it's maybe time to think about down the road of looking into a dome. It's only going to get hotter, and depending on the time of year. So I just don't like it. I don't like the aesthetic. I don't like how it's going to look to people on the outside, to free agents, to agents themselves, to all that. So I think that this is all just kind of a giant snowball just rolling down the side of a hill that's eventually going to be a big avalanche of problems for our Carolina Panthers, off the field as well as on the field.
Serper knew it. Yeoman's work as per usual. Field position at the 40 after the penalty, and here comes Chuba Hubbard.
But here's the difference, okay? If you go back and watch this, I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to rewind with this. Otherwise, we could sit here and do this for hours. That is not a Chuba Hubbard success. The offensive line finally showed up. Everybody was blocked. Chuba Hubbard was able to run unabated. Defense didn't pick it up the whole 9, so obviously we're about to see this chunk play come to an end. But I am not going to say Chuba made this run. I don't mean made this run. Obviously, he's the one running it. But normally that offensive line just folds. So he can't get anywhere. That's why he hasn't been able to eclipse 100 yards, except I think it's 1 or 2 games. So for that reason, I really appreciate the O-line starting to kind of put it together. I think Moton has only had 1 quarterback pressure the last 2 games. So things are finally starting to come together. They just happen to be coming together for an interim coach again. So I don't know if this Carolina Panthers team needs to always be under an interim coach or whatnot, but
with the biggest play of the Carolina day so far, all the way down inside the 40 of Atlanta.
Aaron throw by purpose.
Yeah, because if you throw that to the outside, Horn might be there. That's a good throw. Kyle Pitts has it.
Kyle Pitts, man. Thought him coming out of Florida was going to be this big breakout tight end. He's the next Travis Kelce and everything. And we're seeing a dude in Detroit named Sam Laporta who nobody knew before the season, and he's the one that's leading tight ends essentially. Yeah, I'm supremely upset by Kyle Pitts. I do believe that he could be traded in the offseason. I think that you could go out and trade like a third rounder for him or a fourth rounder and go get him. Even my Carolina Panthers, I'd be interested in having Kyle Pitts because I think Kyle Pitts is a better version of Hayden Hurst. I just don't know if he's to the level of a Kelce, a Kittle, a Mark Andrews, or somebody like that.
Inside of Carolina territory.
He can let that thing rip, especially outside the numbers. There's another fumble.
Another one, and the Falcons will recover it. We'll stick with it. That's the Carolina motto.
See, look, the offensive line showed up. Chuba didn't have to do a whole lot. He hesitated and then found the hole. The offensive line and everything was working. That's why we're able to win this game. Obviously, that's also because the Falcons gave up, I think it was 2 turnovers and all that other stuff. So there's some other things playing into this. But we needed a lot of things to fall into place to get a 3-point win where we didn't score a touchdown. So I can't put stock into this game. I can't be like, man, my Carolina Panthers came out here and won this. No, the Falcons lost it, to be honest.
Pounding. That's a pounding run out across the 40 for Chuba Hubbard. Now Young off the play action. Had to plant his foot, take off, and stayed on his feet. And Bryce Young with an excellent run.
I am very surprised the ball didn't come out. 1, 2, Shifty. Man, he can make some stuff happen. Somebody's got to come up with a good nickname for him. I mean, the Magic Man is the first thing that just came to my mind, but man, that was nice. That was nice. That was a nice little slip away. I really enjoyed that. You've got opportunities, man. You've got opportunities to do something in the future. I just hope that this front office actually surrounds you with some good wide receivers moving forwards.
Finally, Ellis chases him down. That's a 12-yard scamper. Bryce Young lost the football. That was loose on the deck. Taquan Graham got in there and jarred that ball loose. 95 for the Falcons. And it's going to be Carolina ball with the Saints in the...
That's been a problem for him. Obviously, without having the size, the 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" kind of stuff. A lot of people are comparing him to like Peyton Manning. Oh, he's having a really bad year, interceptions, and he's not really doing stuff. It's just his rookie year. He's going to bounce back. But the difference is we have a 5'10", 5'11" quarterback, not a 6'5" Peyton Manning. The fact that he's dropping the balls so frequently is it going to be a problem, I think, his entire career. Drew Brees, which was a shorter guy, wasn't able to really fall into that trap of too many fumbles. Obviously, everybody fumbles once in a while. But it seems like Bryce, if you can really get that arm over, you can get the ball out, which is why I was surprised the tackle from behind didn't do that, which means he's hopefully working on that. I know I think almost all quarterbacks hate using gloves, but maybe this might be one where we might want to try and put gloves on him, but that could also change his form, which is something we're not addressing to the offseason. So it's a weird thing. I just think that's going to be a problem going forward. So I need him to be able to hold on to the ball because, it's going to be these crucial times where that shouldn't be happening.
Bucks in that three-way tie. There's Bijan Robinson, and he lost the football. It belongs to
Covered by Brian Burns. Great fumble recovery, Brian Burns.
Carolina inside the Atlanta 25. Troy Hill knocked it free. Brian Burns has it. He bangs that through.
The fact that the one thing, if you've been watching my press conference breakdowns for Chris Tabor, is that he has said that the red zone is a problem. This proved it against this Falcons defense. And not only that, if you've been watching the Arthur Smith breakdowns I've been doing, Arthur Smith has been very adamant about getting Bijan, Kyle Pitts, and a few others involved, including Drake London, who had a breakout game a few games ago. So I think overall, Atlanta is on the up and up. Atlanta is a quarterback away. I would personally explore the option of going and getting Kyler Murray. I know it's not something you love. I would also explore Kirk Cousins, of course. There's a bunch of guys I would kind of look around for. but I would try and find somebody, even if it's that you need to wait another year or two, probably another year, and then try and make a Deshaun Watson trade happen. I understand that would be, like a 30-year-old quarterback that hasn't been the greatest, but Desmond Ridder is not the guy. I'm sorry, he's not going to develop into the guy. Desmond Ridder is a backup quarterback, and that's okay.
Well, you could see Dez patting that ball, hey, it's not a baby. That thing's not going to burp. You got to get it out of your hand.
Well, he gets rid of this one pretty quickly, and Drake London is able to hold on after being twisted around. His first catch of the day.
Derek Brown does that as well, and he's obviously taught that to some of the other guys up and down the line of scrimmage.
Here comes Ridder. He was just able to get away from the pressure, but he throws a pick. Taken away by Xavier Woods. And the turnover bug comes to bite Desmond Ridder and the Falcons at the worst possible time. At the Meadowlands against the Jets in a very similar game with similar elements. Bryce Young looking, throwing, got a man. It is caught at the 25 by Tremble.
Like Tremble. I don't love him. Great pass. I did think that was about to get blocked, though. As soon as he patted that ball and then went to go throw it, I was like, you motherfucker should have just thrown it. But he got it out. Very accurate. What Bryce is known for.
Play clock winding all the way down. They just get the snap off. Bryce Young out route. Jonathan Mingo.
That did not look good in the air. Oh, that looked like a rough ball. Thank God Mingo came down with it.
Rescued that ball inside the Atlanta 45.
Like you put together a drive at the end of the game when you have struggled all season long. What an opportunity.
And looking for Chark. Did he?
The catch. Yep. That was a beautiful throw, too. Like, I'm sorry. The Chark, the toe tap was great. It's the first big play he's really made of the year. Sad it has to come in the 14th game of the, I think, was it week 15 or whatever. Jesus, what a great throw. What an even better catch.
Keep those feet in bounds. If he did, that is a spectacular catch by DJ Chark. And Eddie Pinheiro, a fourth-year man out of Florida of Nicaraguan descent, will try to boot the Panthers to a win and deliver a huge blow to the playoff hopes of the Falcons and give Chris Tabor his first win as an NFL head coach, and he's done it. Break out the cigar, Chris Tabor. It's the first win of your head coaching career in the NFL.
To the Carolina Panthers for putting this out. The NFL, as always, puts out these short and condensed videos. I think I'm going to start doing them. I'm obviously going to do the Carolina Panthers to start with, branching over time to others. Regardless, I thought this was a fine win for my Carolina Panthers. Again, I'm not giving credit to either side. I'm not giving credit to Chris Tabor. I'm definitely not giving credit to Bryce Young for the win. The drive overall on both sides was the Panthers were winning it when they were able to actually move the ball, when the offensive line was able to actually hold a block. So with all of that, I'm just happy for the win. We got 2 wins. My goal was 2 to 3. So, hey, if we sneak out one more, we're right on track with what I said. Just in case you guys want to follow us, socials are below. But yeah, if you want to check out more breakdown content, my name is Nick. I do them here on Roll Coverage on the regular. Check me out. Otherwise, have a great day.